Hi everyone, Elaine here again from Chid Kids Crafty Corner. Today I am bringing you a layout created with the Scrapaholix November 2025 kit. I'm on the design team there, and I'm using the latest kit, which is predominantly one by Carta Bella called Documented, and you'll see that on the Mad Scrapper blog if you'd like to have a little look. So I went a bit random with this one. It was very brightly coloured, so I decided to go pastel, as you do. So I'm using a bit of mixed media here. I've squished some Dustress Oxide onto my glass worktop here, and just using a paintbrush there to make a controlled area of pink using the Dustress Oxide Kitsch Flamingo. Using just a little bit there, squished onto my worktop, then sprayed with some water, and then here I am splattering, but I had used it just to sort of randomly paint that area there as well. I'm going to also do that with the Dustress Oxide in Black Soot as well, and you'll find that I just use it for splattering. I'm not going to do any painting with that, so I've only used a tiny little amount. Again, just spraying it there with a little water to get some on my paintbrush, and then just splattering it around. Some of it bleeds quite well into the pink, but that doesn't matter because you're going to see that most of that will be covered up anyway. So I put it to one side to dry rather, and once it had dried, I started videoing again, and I realised that I wanted a bit of colour over on that left-hand side, so I trimmed an inch off that, so it was then 12 inches by 11 inches, and then of the cardstock that's in the pack, it's black and pink as well. And on the reverse side, what I've done is measured an inch out, and I've cut a 2-inch strip of pink and a 1-inch strip of black. And then I'm adding the two strips together so that I've got a black and a pink stripe over on the left-hand side. You will see later on that I realise that I've made it a bit above the 12 inches, so again I'm going to move that. I'm using a very old photograph of my parents back in the 1970s, and I've used a tag from the cut-apart sheet that came with the kit, and it had a different coloured reinforcing hole colour on it, and I didn't like that, so I just punched a 3/4 inch pink circle, and then punched another hole with a hole punch just to give me the right. That looks crooked, but actually is straight. I don't know why it looks crooked on here, but it actually is straight. So that's the photo there. I'd have already pre-cut a lot of my sizes here, squares here, and what I'm going to do is make the bottom layer in pink using the cardstock, and it was 2 3/4 inches the photograph, so the photograph and the mat was 2 3/4 inches, so I've done 2 squares of 2 3/4 inches, one in pink as you can see, and one in white, which I'm then putting. So I've got the photograph at the top and two 2 3/4 inch squares beneath it. Then I went on to add an ever-decreasing range of squares. I went down to 2.5 inches, then 2 1/4 inches, then 2-inch squares. And I'm going to layer all of those up, measuring and keeping my T-square there to make sure that everything is lined up nicely. And I'm using the T-square there against the photograph rather than the mat, which is cut to 2.5 inches photograph. But I won't bore you with showing you all of the matting and the laying down, but on the top one I did pink, black spots, white, and then a pink heart bit. I'm just looking for my details here. Oh yes, I can't think what the name of the pink heart paper is, but it's in the kit. Then on the bottom one I did the white square with the pink heart paper, then the black spotty paper, then a piece of white scrap paper from my own stash, and then I punched 2 1 1/4 inch circles, one in black cardstock and one in pink cardstock, and I placed those in the centre of both of the squares, and then I punched a little heart, 2 hearts, and stuck both of those in the centre using my Nouveau Deluxe adhesives. So as you can see, a little pink heart in one, and on the one at the bottom a little black heart. Now it comes to the embellishing part. Now I've created all my layers, and I've cut the word text sheet up and got some random letters. I'm just sticking my piece of twine down that I put on that tag at the top as well, just so it doesn't flap about when it's inside the page protector. And then these are just some random words. Some of them had pink on them, some of them didn't. I've got grateful, hello sunshine, right here, documenting today, thank you, and real life. And also I'm using some little green Tara pink rose petals, and they are called Green Tara Rose, I think. Unfortunately, oh, there it is. Cherry Blossoms Rose, they're called, and they're in pale pink. Oh, there they are, I'm showing you now. So they're in pale pink, and you get several different shades of pink in this one. And so I've just added a little cluster and a bit of information, bit of detail there. This little camera was again fussy cut from a cut apart sheet, but it had a little blue heart in the middle of it. So again, I used a circle punch, a hole punch, just punched a hole and put it over the little blue heart, because that really wouldn't have worked with my monochrome pink and black layout. I'm adding another rose here, but as you can see, I put it over the documenting today words at first, so I had to move it about a bit. And then I'm just adding some more random words. And then I had a little piece of ephemera that was pink and white as well in my kit. You may not have that, but you can always use another rose instead. And then again, adding an extra word there, just says right here. Oops, move that down, squish that one. Luckily, with using the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, you get a few seconds wriggle room, so you can reposition it if you need to. Then here I am just adding a last couple of little embellishments, and in the kit there were some 3D adhesive stickers, and I'm adding that at the bottom, and mine says soulmate because my parents were married for a long time until my father's death in 1979. Unfortunately died very young. Not long after this photo was taken, actually, probably only a year or two. And that's more or less it there. This is where I'm going to move my white cardstock across onto those 2 strips, because I'd left too big a gap. It was measuring 12.5 inches rather than 12 inches. So I've just moved that across and then refixed it. So that's me done. Do like and subscribe. I've got some close-ups now here. Hopefully you'll be able to see those coming up, and you'll get to see everything there, all the splattering, all the nice little details with the roses and all the different layers and the mats that you can see, and some different close-ups there. And as I say, it's the Scrapaholix November 2025 kit from the Mad Scrapper, and Janine has all the products that I used in the kit, and I didn't deviate much off that other than the adhesives and the ink. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.